Guru Sakshat Param Brahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. From this afternoon, okay, you can hear me, right? From this afternoon, I've been thinking what will be the topic, and till now, I still don't know what topic it is going to be. But as I'm speaking, one thought has caught me just now, and that is Antara Timira Mitao Sadguru Jyota Se Jyota Jagao. So, what is Antara? See, Antara means inside, isn't it? Timira means? The tamas is timira, or restlessness, agitation. Mitao means remove. And this is the first problem that a human being has. Well, not human being, seeker has. He thinks that there is inside and outside. And therefore, his journey is continuously wanting to drop the outside and move inside. See? He feels that he is a product of this world, that he is born in this world, that because of this world he is surviving, and that is his reality, that is his relative reality. Until he comes to, by mistake, he comes to a satsang like this, he is told, you are the master of the world, you are, the whole world came out of you. What? Get real. World came out of me, but I was born in this world. How can the world come out of me? And neither now he can live in this world, nor he can go inside, come to realize that he is the master of the world. So such people are called, those who are ineffective in the outside world, and nor they have established themselves in themselves as the Atma. Such people are called walking ghosts. They are of the neither world, neither of the material world, nor they have realized the spiritual. So where are they? They are hanging in between. And for such people, Sadguru's directions are necessary. He needs to communicate the truth to such people. And for that, understand Sadguru's knowledge, Sadguru's wisdom, Sadguru's Shaktipat, Sadguru's his just blessings, his grace, it's always there. But are we available to it? I remember our Swamiji telling an example that this phone is there, all around it the waves, what do you call those? The signal is available out everywhere. It is within the signal, but is it on? If it is not on, can you communicate? Can you make the use of this instrument to communicate to whoever it needs to communicate to you? Similarly, are we on? Is our switch on? And how do you put your switch on? Nityananda Maharaj says that continuously your attention should be on the heart. Not this palpating heart. It should be on that conscious principle. It should be on that Chidakash, the conscious space. I was talking to our Pradeepji when I was at his home for lunch this afternoon. We were just talking about Swamiji, and I said I get a chance to travel with him for 1 month, and what do? I don't ask questions, and sometimes I may, just to get a different angle of it, but what is my disposition when I am with Swami Anubhav? Some of you met him when he came in March. What is my disposition? I am continuously observing him from what space that great master is functioning from. That every word is appropriate when spoken. Every action done is most elegant, harmonious, integrated. I am watching that how his walk and talk are totally one. There is no disparity between the two. You see? And who are we? Totally the other, isn't it? We think something, hello, my dear, and inside, why did she come into my inside, agitation. Outside, wonderful smile. Hypocrite. We are hypocrites. We are not, what we think and what we speak should match. And if it matches, automatically everything will start sorting itself out. See? And that is the first step of our yoga abhyas. Yama and niyama. Do not disturb the world and do not get disturbed by the world. But we don't want to do that. We want to straight away come to, no, I want to sit in meditation. How can you sit in meditation if you have not dealt with the world properly in the first place? See? Are we disturbing the world with our thought, word and deed? Are we getting disturbed by anyone's thought, word and deed? If these both are still, the switch is on, there is no way in your entire life or lives that you will be able to sit in meditation. You may go to sleep, you may be in coma, you may be dead, 3 options, but not in meditation. Only those 3 options are available, but not meditation. Then for meditation, what is required? What is required for meditation? And
a still mind.
A still mind. Yes, a still mind. What do you mean by still mind? That is another question. What is our understanding of still mind? Yoga Sutra says, Chitta Vritti Nirodha iti yoga. You must have heard it many times. Sublimation of the thoughts in the mind is equal to is yoga, iti yoga, isn't it? But if you look at it, have you till today, through whatever exercises or techniques that we have practiced in our life, have we been able to calm our mind sufficiently so that we get sucked into meditation the way we get sucked into sleep? Have we? So be truthful to yourself, be subjective. It is not just information from the books and we are like a parrot, I'm not saying anything to you, I'm just taking that cue and opening it up. So we can repeat these things. This Upanishad says that Vivek Chudamani says this thing says that. But have we applied it subjectively on ourselves to see where am I in this information that is there? How is it applicable to me at this moment? At this very moment, not afterwards. Because this is the moment that you are living. Who knows what happens next moment? Paramahansa Yogananda was giving lecture in Indian Embassy in Washington, and all the scientists are sitting there, and he's sitting there, and in the movie they didn't show that, but he's sitting there and he challenged. He says, while giving the lecture, suddenly he said, "My time has come," and he left the body. And when he left the body, he challenged all the scientists that my body will not disintegrate, because normally when the body is not able to express consciousness through it, the space goes back to space, air goes back to air, fire goes back to fire element, water goes back to water element, and the gross matter, it goes back to earth. For 21 days they observed his body. They all accepted defeat. And very quietly, no news, because he was already he had shaken the whole country. Very quietly, the samadhi was done in the self-realization fellowship, wherever it was. See? Do we have, you must have, some of you, can we, while living in this world, at a moment's notice, can we sit in meditation? Can we drop the world at a moment's notice and be with ourselves? No, Swamiji, we have to do sadhana for doing that. Tell me, I took this example in one of the satsangs. You think of Steve, or everyone think of their husbands or wives. Just one moment. Now think of your children. Now think of your mother. How much sadhana did you do to shift from husband or wife to your children, to your mother? How much sadhana? Nothing. Then why do you think that there is distance between you dropping the world and coming back to yourself? As easy it is for you to drop one person and without any complication, without any deliberation, it's spontaneous. You think of another, immediately you are still there, isn't it? That easy it must be for us to drop the world and come back to the conscious principle that we are. It's that easy. For that we don't need any special circumstances. For that we don't need to go to monasteries. For that we don't need to go into any caves. For that we don't need to go and do anything. You have to just be. And all this is possible only when we are having complete and utter conviction that all that there is me. At this moment, my attention is on the conscious principle. What is that because of which this speech is able to take place right now? My attention is not on the speech. My attention is on what is that power because of which this speech is possible. What is that power because of which thoughts are formulating in my mind right now? And what should be your disposition? What is that power? What is that conscious principle because of which you are understanding at this moment, or you are listening? Ears are able to listen at this moment. What is that power? If your attention is on that principle, wisdom will flower from within. Knowledge will flower from within. See? How come Nityananda Ji Maharaj studied without studying any scriptures, came to realize himself, but then every word of his is a scripture, isn't it? How come? How come? In Kundalini Marg, nobody studies much scriptures. Teacher guides you, tells you, raise. How do you raise the Kundalini? How do you raise the Kundalini? Pump. No. You breathe out and feel the spandana move from the coccyx to the sahasrar. That's all. But only when you breathe out, when you are empty, then you feel this movement. And the more you put your attention on it, the spandanam, the throb, it will keep moving towards the sahasrar. But while doing this, don't forget, you are observing this process. Don't get lost in it. Okay. So our problem, why things, even after 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, 30 years, why things don't click in our life is because the first step we are not doing. And what is the first step? I'm asking. I've already said, I'm asking. What is the first step? Whenever it is possible, as many times as it is possible, be aware of the consciousness within. Be aware. And the second step, live in that remembrance. Live a lifestyle which is friction free. More the friction, the more the agitation. More the agitation, more restlessness. And therefore our Bhajgovindam says, Satsangatve Nitsangatvam, Nitsangatve Nirmohatvam, Nirmohatve Nishchalatatvam, Nishchalatatve Jivan Mukti. That's why we come to satsang. Why? In a group environment, we feel collective energy helps. In a group environment, I feel at peace, I am able to meditate very easily. Satsangatva Nisangatvam. When I come to satsang, automatically the attachment to the outside world automatically gets dropped. But then don't get attached to a group. You have come here to the group or to a satsang to come get in touch with yourself. Now you have got in touch with yourself. Now you should remain in touch with yourself in spite of the group. And why do you need a group? Why do you need a book? I'm not against going against scriptures. Don't take me wrong. This is, see, why do we? If it is just a cue to bounce us back into ourselves, and that's it. When that has happened, then it's all over. Then the timira, antara timira mitao. Then contemplating on this Sadguru principle, contemplating on this conscious principle will remove all the darkness, remove the agitations, will remove the restlessness from our mind. See, the biggest problem comes in our life just before we want to get into meditation. What they call as the dark night of the soul, Yeah? Just before meditation. That's when the mind is at its most vulnerable. It is helpless. And if it can gain the strength to let go of that fear also, and that fear cannot be given up by thinking about the emptiness, cannot be given up by thinking about the nothingness. It can only be given up in the remembrance, or if that mind is dedicated with faith towards the conscious principle. See, think about it. Living life is the most natural. All the techniques, all the paths, whether it is bhakti, whether it is jnana, whether it is yoga, whether it is kundalini yoga, kriya yoga, everything is already provided to you, and sometime or the other in your daily life you are practicing one or the other path always. You are practicing it. Scriptures are there to remind us, hey, this is what you are doing. We are just telling you what you are already doing. Now apply it towards the self. That's all. It's nothing special that, but in our head, the idea is spirituality. My God. I think I have to sit like this, and I have to do this, and I have to do that. And we make, हिंदी में बोलते हैं, in Hindi we say, we make, उसका हवा बना देते हैं. Some people can understand. We make it bigger than it is supposed to be, and it becomes a big demon on our head. Spirituality also becomes a big load that we are carrying on our shoulders, that I am spiritual, I have to wear these clothes, I have to behave in a particular way, I should be always smiling if I don't feel like smiling. I have to eat sattvic food, and I this and I that. Unnecessary. You can never give up the world. It is impossible for you to give up the world. Our Trambakam mantra says, Urvarukam eva bandhanat mrityor mukshiyam amritat. And what does that mean? You are in this world at this moment as an individual. The world must drop you the way a pumpkin is dropped by the mother plant. Pumpkin doesn't drop the mother plant. A cucumber doesn't drop the mother plant. That is why all these thin vines have big fruits and big trees have small fruits. Imagine, instead of a mango coming down, a pumpkin is coming down, and by mistake you are under it, you will be realized.
He might wake you up.
Permanently. Urvarukamiva bandhanat mrityor mukshiyam amritat. So, urvarukamiva bandhanat. We don't have to drop the world. We cannot drop the world. You can force, you can use willpower to drop the world. Once, when I came to Australia, my sister took me to one course called Alpha Dynamics, Mind Control. 150 people. It was her present to me to have come to Australia. Okay, good. Never have attended any self-development course in my life. Attended it. After that, there were 10 sessions just to, for getting together. And all people like this, they'll sit in circle, and all of them with their closed eyes, we were supposed to think of the one person. And that person imagines that all energy is coming to him or her, and uses that energy to manifest whatever he wants. So my immediate concern was get a job, and so I put my salary in place, I put my position in place, I put the company which I wanted to work in, and before 10 weeks were over, I got the job. I gave myself 10 weeks, 8 weeks I got the job. But I forgot one thing. I forgot to mention while I was visualizing the duration, the time period. So I got the salary, I got the position, I got the company, but within 3 months the salary became less, the position was reduced. When it comes to willpower, because visualization is willpower. When it comes to willpower, you have to continue to keep applying energy. Keep applying energy, keep applying energy. And the day you stop, the problem comes. I know one person who used to drink and eat meat. He used to do sadhana, and he did sadhana, and when he used to do sadhana, the drinks will drop him, eating meat will drop him. Nothing wrong with both, but it will drop. And when he used to stop, now I have achieved it. Within 1.5, 2 weeks, it will come back again. And he kept trying this 1 year, 1.5 years, till one day he realized, hey man, I'm going wrong somewhere. I'm going wrong somewhere. I must invoke some higher power by which this dropping of vices becomes a permanent, that they don't come back and catch me anymore. And that's the day he sat down and he started thinking, what could be the solution? What could be the solution? And while he was lying in his bed, suddenly the Lord came in his mind, and he said, till now you have been doing the sadhana. Now you do the sadhana of remembering me and let me handle all the other situations. And then those vices left him permanently. See? Till we have this feeling that I can do it. Initially it is required, no doubt. But to do what? To remember the divine. Apply it straight away. Don't go beating about the bush. Straight away to the conscious principle, straight away to the Sadguru Maharaj, straight away to the Lord within your heart. The moment we get there, because we have been given a choice, so we we use that choice to remember the Guru Maharaj within. And when that choice is applied, at that very moment, the world stops becoming a disturbance to us. That very moment, we were listening in our, what is this? Kashmiri Shaivism. There is this, I know the three, fourth one, if you remember, you tell me. First is what? Anupai. Anupai means what? Where there is no path. You are it, that's it. Mahatmas like Nityananda Maharaj, what you call our Shirdi Sai Baba, they are practicing Anupai. They did not do any sadhana. They are born in that manner. They know. Then second is Shambhopai. Shambhopai means the grace of the Lord, the blessings of the Lord is there, and that person is very quickly able to come back to his to the divine theme without too much. There is chocolate here, I know. Someone gave me. Ah, he can smell conscious chocolate. Ah, you will get it eventually. He can smell, I can smell it here. That's why he came.
He's
So,
so beautiful.
say that again.
He thinks so beautiful.
So, Shambho is it your choice that you came on this path, or suddenly one day you find yourself on this path? Was it your conscious decision to come in touch with Nityananda Maharaj or Muktanand Maharaj? Was it my decision to come in the presence of my teacher? Think. Or it happened. If it happened, it is Shambhavopai. The grace of the Guru Maharaj, the grace of the Lord is upon us. He is bringing things together. The day I came, I was sitting in meditation, and what next? I don't know. I can't explain it to anyone what is taking place. And I prayed to the Lord, what is this? What? And intensely, suddenly inside the head, the sound came, study scriptures. And within 6 months, I was in an ashram. Within 6 months. And for so many years, I was trying, nothing was happening. But when it happened, if with regards to hunger, Shambhavopai. Hunger comes, isn't it? By grace of God. Not by your choice. Now if someone says, Swamiji, are you hungry? Forget, don't talk about food. Even though I told her the menu for tomorrow morning. No. Shambhavopai is where the blessings of the Lord, the grace of the Lord is plentifully, and you are in touch. See, four positions are there, or visions are there. First vision is individual versus individual. What will be there individual versus individual? There will be doubt, there will be suspicion, there will be falling in love, there will be hate, there will be jealousy, there will be kama, krodha, lobha, moha, mada, matsar, anger, greed, jealousy, hypocrisy, and vanity, etc., etc. As long as there will be comparison, there will be competition, individual versus individual. This is the first vision. Majority of the people are caught up in this. Second vision, when the individual starts thinking about the total, not knowing what the total is. That is faith, isn't it? Out of faith and devotion, you don't know. No, I don't think anyone here has met Nityananda Maharaj, the Baba, Bade Baba. He used to be called Bade Baba. Muktanandji is called Chote Baba, or just Baba. So, you know, nobody has met, but there is faith that he is our Sadguru, he is our Guru's Guru's Guru. So he must be Mahaguru. And we have an utmost faith and devotion towards him. Why? Because if he was not there, Muktanand Baba will not be there. If Muktanand Baba was not there, Nityanand Baba will not be there. That's what our present Nityananda Maharaj. See? Today we are talking, and there is this movie on Swami Chinmayananda coming out. In Sydney is a bit backwards. It's coming in November. Melbourne, it is happening next weekend. And it's all there. But when we are watching the movie, the feeling that, oh my God, that if he was not there, and not just because in that movie it is him, but at that moment it reminds you that all the masters, I have been initiated by at least 16, 17 masters. 16. Why? So that means you are not committed to anyone. You go guru shopping. Is it? It's how you look at it. I did not go guru shopping. The guru was shopping for the student. And everyone who came into my life, they wanted to initiate me, and I never said no. So it's their problem, not mine. And it's not just our Vedanta or no. I've been initiated by a Buddhist, I've been initiated by Kriya Yogi in Badrinath, I've been initiated into Kundalini, I've been initiated by a Taoist, I've been initiated by a devotee, Bhakti Marg. And in Vedanta there is no initiation. See? And not one Buddhist, two, three Buddhist masters, I used to go and listen. And I used to ask questions. I don't know what, come next tomorrow to this house. And I don't know why he's calling. I can't understand his language, he can't understand my language. But he used to call me, I used to go. And before I know, I'm initiated. But when I look back, doubt did come that what is this happening? But the understanding was at that moment in my journey, that was necessary. And I did not ask for it. The teacher came, did what was required to be done so that my journey as a seeker kept moving ahead. It's the Lord alone who's coming into our life as grace. And He's taking care of you as long as you are committed to the Lord or to the conscious principle. As long as you are committed to that, doesn't matter how the initiation comes. It can be from a dog too. Serious. I'm not joking. I'm not saying it in jest. It is true. Even from a dog or even from a passing by motor car which is inert, if you are available, and how do you become available? When your attention is on the conscious principle. Then you become available. In that moment, the windows are open. The learning can take place. But if you are not with yourself, if your attention is not on that X factor within, that Atma within, which you know it is there, but you are thinking you don't know, and wanting to do everything in order to know. One, I don't know, परशुराम का आपके घर पे बताया था story? Anyway, I'll tell one story here. One person was there in Bhagavatam. It comes the Parshuram story. Parshuram was a incarnation of Lord Vishnu. You know Lord Vishnu a little bit. Anyway, it doesn't matter. It was one person, and he came. He is the incarnation of the God, but he has forgotten that he is God. He is thinking, and he's got great power. And at that time, the warrior class on the planet, they had killed his father, and as a result of that, even though he's a what do you call, a monk, he should be practicing vairagya, meaning detachment and renunciation. But he takes up axe and bow and arrow, and he destroys the whole planet 21 times of all the warrior class. Why? Because these fellows are like termites. They want too much power, and they are not bringing love. They are not spreading love and tolerance. But then Ramchandraji comes. Lord Rama is born, and when he is born, he is getting married. He got married to his wife Sita, and he is going back to his kingdom. And Parshuram comes in between. He says, because Ram is warrior, he says, how dare you break that bow in order, nobody else could do it. Who are you? And the argument goes on and everything. Eventually, he is sent, Parshuramji is sent to the Himalayas. When he goes to the Himalayas, Parshuramji comes across a teacher. And the teacher, he asks, what is the purpose of life? He says, purpose of life is to be Brahman, to be the reality. He says, how do I do that? The teacher says, you are already that. Tattvamasi, you are that. I am already that. How? He says, there is no how. You are already that. I don't think you know what you are talking about. He says, yes. I think I am not your teacher and I don't know. But there is one teacher. If you walk further into the mountains, there is another teacher. And he is the right teacher for you. He is born to teach you. So really, he went there. and goes there, and Dattatreya Maharaj is there. He tells the Dattatreya Maharaj, he is also called Dattatreya Avtara, Avdhut, and our Bade Baba. And he says, that fellow told me, that Mahatma told me that I am that. How can that be possible? Without doing anything, how will I come to know that I am that? There must be some sadhana, there must be some path that I have to follow, some practices, some yoga, some pranayama, some kundalini sadhana, some puja, some rituals. He says, absolutely, you are very, very correct. So what should I do? You go up that mountain, dig the mountain soil, make a statue out of it, make a goddess with arms and legs and make her sitting, and for next 12 years, morning, afternoon, evening, you do the ritualistic puja. He starts doing that. And he says, once a day I will provide you the food. Before 12 years are about to be over, he realizes, I dug the mud, I made the statue, then who is more important, the statue or the one who is who dug the mud and who made the statue and who is doing the rituals and the puja? With this doubt, he comes to the teacher. He says, who is more important? He says, of course you are. Then who am I? You are the Brahman. You are the reality. He says, that's what that fellow told me 12 years ago. This is our situation. We don't want to catch the nose here. We want to go around and then catch it. Now my hand doesn't reach. Now what I have to do? Oh, I must do some sadhana. I must do stretching exercise. Breathe in and breathe out and stretch a little bit more. I'll stretch a little bit more. This is our sadhana. At this very moment, you are of the nature of divinity. Non-acceptance of that brings about a journey where there is no journey. Brings about a distance to be covered where there is no distance to be covered. Think about it. How much meditation, Kriya Yoga, Kundalini Yoga, Vedanta, scripture study does a wave need to do to realize that it is water? How much? But we don't know how to do nothing. We understand the wave at any given moment is water. Exactly the same way. At any given moment we are of that nature, of that divinity. It cannot be any other way. It cannot be any other way. It is not any other way. And that is the delusion. Which satsangatve nissangatvam, nissangatve nirmohat. So, when you get detached from the world as a result of getting attached to satsang, what happens? The delusion of the mind is removed. As a result of the removal of delusion, of duality, of sense of separation, the differences, when this is removed from the mind, then nischala tattvam, the mind becomes nischala, unshaking, without any waves, thought waves. Meaning what? If you are moving around in the world, will the thoughts come of the world or not? They will. Then what does it mean to be Nischala Tattva? That no thought in your mind is able to impact you, is able to entice you, is able to trap you within itself. Right now you are sitting, all sitting here, you are watching me, listening to me, but are you also aware that the roof is low, the white roof is there, so many windows are there, other photographs are there? Is everything grabbing your attention, or only your attention is here? Maybe a few times it will go here and there, but every object in this room, every form in this room, it is not grabbing your attention, isn't it? So, but you know it is there. You know there are about 20 chairs, 30 chairs here. So many people are there. But are you caught up in those people? No. So they are not able to create an impact on you. But the moment my attention goes to her, or to him, or to him, or to the camera, immediately, Acha, is it working or not? For one moment, inside my mind the thought will go. If it goes to her, oh, something will come. But when the attention goes, but when I'm talking, I'm not looking at anyone in particular, I'm just scanning all the time. I'm aware all of you are there. I'm addressing, so in my attention, I'm holding everyone. And yet I'm not attached to anyone. This is called world not able to impact you. But what happens to us? We get attached to one's thought, we get attached to one idea, we get attached to one emotion and forget our totality and dig a grave for ourselves. There and then, not after some time, there and then we dig a grave. And what is that grave? Restlessness, agitation, self pity, restlessness. And we start at that very moment, the moment we get attached to something, we start moving away from ourselves. We start imagining duality where there was only one. We start moving away from that grace which we were connected to when we were not allowing anything or anyone to impact us. So if I at this moment, suppose one of you says, I don't know what he's thinking, and can I ask you a question? Suddenly I'll forget everyone and I'll start looking at you and I'll forget what I was thinking. Or if I look at someone, why is that person making faces at me? Am I saying something wrong? Or something is wrong with me? Suddenly I'll become aware of the body. At that very moment, because of that person, because my attention went to that person, I'll forget being connected to myself. I'll stop being. I'll start becoming. See? And this is the trap. Every moment this choice is given. Either I remain with myself as myself, or I forget myself and become someone or the other in respect to whatever is coming in front of me. So when I'm holding the whole attention here, not getting impacted by anything or anyone, then you are not able to impact my mind. Think about it. And you practice this enough in your daily life. This sadhana is done by you in your daily life. When you do japa, when you take the name of the Lord, same thing happens. When you do Kundalini sadhana, the same thing happens. When you do Kriya Yoga sadhana, same thing happens. When you go to sleep, same thing happens. When you study scriptures intensely with devotion, same thing happens. Exactly the same thing happens. So if that is the impact of all the sadhanas, then why not practice it? Why we have to delay it? We must not stop studying scriptures. But what is the purport of the scriptures? What is each verse telling us? It's telling us, come back to yourself, be yourself. No, this is very interesting information. Oh, it's called Panchadashi, Vivek Chudamani. Oh, very. I must understand this verse, and then I must contemplate on it. And, right now I'm busy, I have to take a class. I'll do it next time when I'm free. That free moment will not come. How much time does it take to fall back into yourself? How much time it takes for you to go to sleep? Swamiji, don't talk about that. I have to take a pill. Why are we not able? If you are one of those who touches the pillow and gone, then good, you have interacted with the world properly. If you are the one who goes to the bed and keeps thinking about something, then your interaction with the world is not healthy. Answer is not in the pills. Sleeping pills I'm talking about. Otherwise you will start thinking. Sleeping pills. So your interaction with the world is not healthy. Then how do you bring completion in that, or how do you bring harmony in that? Just fall back into yourself. Don't take support of anything. All the tools are within you. All the sadhanas are within you. The goal is also you. The means is also you. Therefore, Bhagavad Gita says, Uddharet Atmanatmanam Natmanam Avasadhayet. In the self, by the self, for the self, raise yourself. Answer is not win a person, in a photograph. All those are necessary things. The teacher can only give instruction. But what do you do with that instruction? Do you apply it on yourself? For that you have to have faith in the teacher outside. That what he is going to tell or what the scriptures are telling, they are talking about me. Oh. See? So in this manner, the grace is ever upon us. There has never been a time, past, present or future, that within, without, surrounded, up, down, east, west, everywhere the grace is. Is our switch on or off? Our switch is on when we are contemplating or our attention is on the self. The switch is off if our attention is on the world. But Swamiji, they say the world is also nothing but divine. Agreed? Agreed. But do you have the vision to see the divinity in the world? Do you have the vision to see the divinity in the world? Are you wearing the divine glasses? You should borrow this from me. Then you will see clearly. Or is there problem in your vision? Vision is not outside in. Vision is always inside out, isn't it? Vision is inside out. And what factors contribute to seeing, to make the vision clear or not clear? Depends if this glass is clean or not, isn't it? So is my mind clean? If my mind is having negative thoughts, I'll see a negative world. If my mind is having positive thoughts, I'll see a positive world. And a Mahatma like him, Nityananda Maharaj, he has got no mind. What will he see? His mind is nischala. That means it is not affected, impacted, conditioned, limited by the thoughts. Then what will be his mind? It will be a clear mind. His vision is clear. He sees the world as it is. And what is as it is? The divinity, the pure consciousness. Then what is within gets reflected without. And what is without reminds you of the within. See how beautiful it is. But the shift is from within. It is not from without. No amount of outside exercises can bring about this change. The change must come from within. And for change to come from within, your attention should be on the conscious principles. I know where that is. Now, second round of dinner. Now, we had dinner, right? This is our second dinner. The conscious dinner. See, when you start, don't allow the mind to get caught up in anything. Make everything that is coming in front of the mind into an excuse, into an opportunity to remind yourself that you are the consciousness. I am seeing you all, it is because I am conscious. Suddenly, while talking to you, my attention is on my speech. Oh, speech is possible because of the consciousness. Oh, I am breathing. Breathing is possible because of the consciousness. Oh my God, I got an itch in my back. It is because of the consciousness. I am uncomfortable. Oh, I got pain. It is because I am conscious. Don't give importance to anything, but allow everything to bring you back to the conscious principle. And this is what our Nityananda Maharaj, he talks about as Chidakash, conscious space. According to our scriptures, there are three spaces. One is the, I don't know if you have studied that, one is Bhutakash, one is Chittakash, and one is Chidakash. Akash means space. What is space? From divinity point of view, there is no space. But we are talking from individual point of view. Now we have to make our mind understand. So we understand that the whole cosmos is in the existing in space, isn't it? Space is accommodating the whole cosmos. And how big is the cosmos compared to the space? Yeah, one dot, one teeny meeny minuscule non-recognizable dot in the total space is the total matter. And where is the total cosmos, that space which is including the total cosmos? How do you know it? Because you have a mind, and in that mind there is a thought called space. That space immediately opens up to include the whole cosmos. Now, till February, March, I did not know Robin and Steve. Now, the moment Robin thought comes in my mind, I know 3, 4 Robins. Suddenly, which one? Ah, this one, because call. Robin, oh, immediately Steve. Now the Robin is expanding. Steve comes, then Shanti comes, then dog comes. Now the dog with chocolate will come.
Dimension chocolate.
Now that one thought Robin is including within its womb.
You forgot Steve.
I did.
Steve.
You were not listening. I'm alert. I'm alert.
Steve got to mention it a few times.
She was lost in chocolate.
Dimension chocolate.
Dimension chocolate.
The dog's consciousness.
But don't forget the point. The thought Robin is including within its womb. It's a Pandora box. The moment I put attention on that thought called Robin, the address Glenroy Street, that it is near Chatswood, that Steve is there, Shanti is there, dog is there, upstairs room is there. So the information grows. If I think of Swamini Radhikananji, all the memories from what information that I have from the time I know her till today, suddenly they go at a great speed in front of your eyes. Similarly, the moment thought space comes in your mind, the word space, S-P-A-C-E, at that very moment, from its womb, the entire cosmos just explodes out. Watch this happening every morning when you get up. So, Bhutakash is the gross space which includes the gross universe. Chittakash is the mental space in which the gross space is included along with the gross universe. Therefore, the whole universe is only an imagination of your mind. And because of whom is do you know the space thought came in your mind and went? Yes. Who knows it? That is the Chidakash. That is the conscious space. So in that conscious space, a huge wave called space came, the mental space came, and in that mental space is the entire imaginary universe. So what is the source? Where is our attention now? Is it on the gross world with differences, with the conditioning of time, space and objectivity? Or is our attention on the mental space in which the entire universe is included? That means at that very moment when you accept this fact that the whole gross universe which is existing in the gross space is only in my mind, that very moment you go beyond time, space and objectivity. You may not understand it, but have that disposition. Slowly it will grow. Slowly it will grow. When you come close to the heat, suddenly you don't feel heat. Slowly, and afterwards you want to run away from the heat. Isn't it? When you become a mother, slowly the motherhood starts expressing out of you. You become, the feeling of motherhood is there, but all its facets slowly express out of you. See, a person puts a garland around a husband or a wife, or you exchange the rings. The moment you put the ring, she starts thinking like I am the wife, he starts thinking I am the husband. What changed? One moment before you were independent souls, established in yourself. The moment you exchange the rings, suddenly, without any delay, they start taking each other for granted. Isn't it? Think about it. So, whenever you are free, whenever you have spare time, just come back. You don't need to do anything. Just keep this thought. Either you come to the self. If it is not possible, it's okay. Because self is not an object to know. Then some people may find it difficult. Okay. The total space is in the mind. What does it mean? Yeah, man, logically it is correct, but it is not my experience at the moment. Something needs to change. What needs to change? Oh, I am still convinced that I am in the world. How will it change? Oh, the more I keep thinking about this thought that the whole world is in the mental space, I have to just maintain, not come to any conclusion. How, why, when, where this happened. Just maintain that position. Slowly, it will grow. The conviction will, it's not a conviction also, it will happen. And when you come to realize that, acha, space is in the mind, gross space is in the mental space. Who knows the mental space? I know the mental space. Which is more important, like that Parshuram? Which is more important? The mind is more important, or the one because of whom the mind is, that is more important? When you shift your attention to that conscious principle, that conscious space, you will realize that the mental space and the gross space is nothing but consciousness. Is nothing but consciousness. And that is the Avadhut Sthiti. It is our Bhagwan Avadhut Maharaj, no? At that moment, when you are thinking about space, you don't have to pull yourself away from the body. When you are sitting in the mental space or in the conscious space, you are already disidentified with the body. You are already. When you are sleeping, are you identified with the body? No, you got no idea that the body also exists. When your attention is on the mental space or the conscious space, whether you are sitting straight, whether you are lying down, or you are just sitting on a sofa or sitting on a chair, does not matter. Does not matter. Yoga says there are two definitions of asana. One is thera sukham iti asanam, that means steady posture is an asana, and the other is sat asit iti asanam. The one who is established in truth is the really sitting. Which one will you take now? See, if your attention is on the body, then sthiram sukham, that I have to have a steady posture. But if you look at that statement also, steady posture, where will you get? Only in the truth you will get a steady posture. See? So sat asit. And am I out of the truth right now? Am I out of the consciousness right now? Am I separated to myself right now? Am I divorced from myself right now? If not, then accept. It just requires to be accepted without a thought. Swamiji, without a thought, why did you add that? Then do Kundalini Bhar, Kriya Yoga path, Bhakti path, Vedanta path. Nobody needs to remember their existence. Someone wisely said, I don't know if it was Descartes. Descartes said, I think, therefore I am. Vedanta says, I am, therefore thinking happens. See, the whole world is going on, the material sciences, I think, therefore I am. Vedanta, I am, therefore thinking happens. Reclaim that. I am. And therefore, the whole world is. Hallelujah. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om. So just few thoughts to remind myself. If you have any questions, ask. Because if my teacher comes, he will not answer any questions. Good. Close your eyes just for 5 minutes. Just as you are, where you are, no special position. Just be. Just bring your attention to the conscious principle. Just bring your attention to the life throbbing through you. Just bring your attention to the observer. And if there is nothing in your mind to observe, there is emptiness. Even that is known by someone. Be that. Hare